Hello, young reader. Today, we'll tell a story about a brave young boy named David. Do you want to know how brave he is? Let's start.
David and Goliath, the shepherd chosen by God. Long ago, in the gentle hills of Israel, there was a small and peaceful village called Bethlehem. Stone houses rested quietly beneath the warm sun, and green fields stretched beyond the village where sheep grazed and shepherds watched over their flocks. In those days, God sent his prophet Samuel on an important journey. Samuel traveled along dusty paths and rolling hills until he arrived at the house of a man named Jesse. Jesse was an older man with strong hands and kind eyes, and he had many sons. When Samuel arrived, Jesse called his sons to come and stand before the prophet. One by one, they stepped forward in quiet respect. Samuel carefully looked at each of Jesse's sons as they stood before him. They were tall, proud, and strong, like warriors ready for battle. But Samuel knew that God had not chosen any of them. Then Jesse remembered his youngest son, David, who was still out in the fields caring for the sheep. David was not like his older brothers. He was the youngest, with sun-warmed skin from many days outdoors. His clothes were simple, and his hands were those of a shepherd. He spent his days walking through green meadows, guiding his sheep to safe water and protecting them from danger. David loved the quiet hills. He played his harp and sang songs to God. He trusted God with all his heart. When David came before Samuel, the prophet knew that this was the one God had chosen. Samuel gently poured oil over David's head. The oil ran down through his hair, shining in the sunlight. It was a sign that God had chosen him for a special purpose. But David did not become king that day. He returned to the fields. He returned to his sheep, and he waited. Time passed, and far from the peaceful village, a great problem came to Israel. The Philistine army gathered for war. Among them was a giant warrior named Goliath. He was enormous, taller than any man. He wore heavy armor and carried a huge spear. Every morning and evening, Goliath came forward and shouted,
"Choose a man to fight me. If he wins, we will serve you. But if I win, you will serve us."
The soldiers of Israel were afraid. No one was brave enough to face the giant. One day, David came to the battlefield to bring food to his brothers. When he heard Goliath shouting, David was surprised.
"Why is everyone afraid?"
David asked.
"God will help us."
King Saul heard about David and called the young shepherd to him.
"You are only a boy,"
said the king.
"How can you fight this giant?"
But David answered with confidence.
"I have protected my sheep from lions and bears. God saved me then, and he will save me now."
The king agreed, but his armor was too heavy for David. So David took only his shepherd's staff, his sling, and 5 smooth stones from a stream. David walked toward Goliath. The giant laughed when he saw the small boy.
Am I a dog that you come to me with sticks?
Goliath shouted, but David was not afraid.
You come with sword and spear, but I come in the name of the Lord.
David said bravely. Then David placed a stone in his sling and swung it. The stone flew through the air and struck Goliath on the forehead. The giant fell to the ground. The Philistine army was shocked. Their mighty warrior had been defeated by a shepherd boy. The Israelite army cheered. God had given David the victory. From that day on, David became known as a brave young hero, not because he was strong, but because he trusted God.
Thank you for watching this story of David and Goliath. May it remind you that even the smallest step of courage can change everything. Goodbye.